Hi guys. This week for your lessons, we're going to be focused on Lesson 4, Finding Limits by Analytical Method. And so this is the packet that you were able to pick up the Friday before the announcement about school was made. So if you could do me a favor and make sure you get that out and turn to the second page. We will go back to the first part later in the week, but I wanted to kind of do this first and then go from there. Okay, so this topic is 1.6. It's a determining limits using algebraic manipulation. So thus far, we've figured out limits from a graph and from a table. And so now there's got to be an easier way. And some of you have identified how to do that. The first thing would be direct substitution. This is especially useful if we know the function's a continuous function, has no holes. We're going to use this method to analyze limits. Second to that would be the basic limit properties, and that's what we learned in the last limit lesson before the break. So if you could take a look at lesson 3, you should still have lesson 3, and I've given you back lesson 1 already, so hopefully we got everything. Okay, the third and probably the new one is we can factor and cancel and then go back to try to doing some direct substitution. We can also multiply by the conjugate, which would rationalize the numerator, and then go back to step 1 or 2. There are 2 special trig limits, which unfortunately you're just going to have to kind of memorize, and we'll talk about those more later, how we can manipulate things to look like that. And then the last method for dealing with limits would be L'Hopital's rule, which you can't do until we learn how to take a derivative. And so this one's on hold this chapter. Okay. So next on this, we're going to try direct substitution. So you see how it says always try direct substitution first. If you get 0 over 0, or infinity over infinity, then we will talk about some other techniques. So if I were evaluating the limit as x approaches 2 of 3x squared minus 5x plus 4, all I need to do is think about this graph, and I think we all know by now that's an up-facing parabola. And from there, what you want to do is you want to directly substitute into where x is. And this is because this is a parabola. It's a continuous function. Every limit is going to be its point. So we're going to do 3 times 2 squared minus 5 times 2 plus 4. Now, if this were a free response question, you wouldn't have to simplify it, but, we can do this math. So 3 times 4 is 12 minus 10 plus 4 equals 2 plus 4 equals 6. And so therefore, the limit as x approaches 2 of 3x squared minus 5x plus 4 is 6. What I'd like you to do now, and this will be your portion of the assignment today, is I'd like you to finish example 1, and I'd like you to do B, C, D, E, and F today. There also will be a video assigned to you on Khan Academy. I believe there also might be an exercise for you to do. Some of you have already completed it, so take a look at it, make sure it's a grade that's acceptable to you, and we will get back together now.